How's it going, YouTube? My name is Ari and welcome back to Blue Lion Finance. Now, if you are brand new to the Blue Lion Finance channel, not to worry, allow me to just catch you all up to speed and sharing with you that this channel is all about investing as well as my personal journey to amassing $100,000 with my Vanguard brokerage account. And of course, if you're not so new to the channel, you may have noticed that my studio setup is a tad different than it usually is, and that is because I'm reporting live from Tel Aviv, Israel. And while I'm super excited to be here, the lighting in this room is almost god awful. So excuse the lighting, but I cannot let it stop me from getting the Blue Lion Finance word out there. So as of today, my account holds $72,793.60. And as for today's video, I wanted to go ahead and reveal to all of you all of the dividends that I've received throughout the entire month of March. Make sure you stick around to the very end of the video because yes, I'm going to be revealing the total amount in dividends that I have received. And I have to say, it's over $100 within the month of March. So that is absolutely an incredible return from dividends alone. But of course, just before we dive in, if you could ever so kindly tap on that thumbs up button, it will greatly help me out in growing this channel and getting the Blue Lion Finance word out there. And moreover, if you have not already joined me on this journey, go ahead and tap on that subscribe button. I'd personally love to have you along for the journey with me. But enough talking, let's get right to it. So the very first company we're going to talk about today is Wells Fargo. That's ticker symbol WFC, because Wells Fargo paid me out a nice dividend on the first of the month. Now, I began to invest with Wells Fargo at the very beginning of 2020, knowing full well that typically during depressions and recessions, people pull their money out of financial stocks and put their investments elsewhere, which just creates a phenomenal opportunity for investors like you and I to actually take advantage of the stock market volatility, which is exactly what I did. So I'm not only reaping the benefits of the rebound of Wells Fargo, but of course getting paid out in dividends. Now, throughout 2020, I had been dollar cost averaging my way into Wells Fargo and a ton of other companies. So as of right now, I have 37 shares of Wells Fargo. Wells has a dividend yield of 1.01%. So they sent me a nice paycheck for $3.63. Now on the 3rd, so just 2 days later, we had Fastenal Company, that's ticker symbol FAST, send a dividend paycheck my way. And while not the largest dividend paycheck, a dividend paycheck nonetheless, just money making me more money. Now, Fastenal Company is an industrial supplier, so certainly a company on the up and up when it comes to Joe Biden's recovery plan and rebuilding America, putting America first. I hope that Fastenal Company is actually going to fare very well throughout the year of 2021. Fastenal's dividend yield is 2.19%. With 3 shares of Fastenal, I received 84 cents. Coming up to the 8th of March, we had Southern Company, so that's ticker symbol SO, send a dividend paycheck my way. Now, Southern Company is a utility company within the United States. What I love particularly about Southern Company is that they're actually the second largest utility company within the United States, so just too big to fail. And most importantly, when it comes to utility plays like Southern Company, you have to just look at the bigger picture here and seeing that most people just pay their utility bill. So investing in a company like Southern Company is an absolute safe play for any investor. Now, with a dividend yield of 4.11% and me having 7 shares of Southern Company, they sent me a paycheck for $4.48. Now, the very next day, we had Johnson & Johnson, so that's ticker symbol J&J, send a dividend paycheck my way. Now, I'm assuming Johnson & Johnson doesn't need any sort of big introduction. You're all probably very familiar with Johnson & Johnson, especially if you're a dividend investor. Now, if you're someone looking for a very safe investment, Johnson & Johnson is certainly one of those investments for any investor to have in their portfolio. They're not only a well-established dividend aristocrat, but they're actually a dividend king. That means they have been consecutively increasing their dividends for over 50 years, which is incredible for any company to do so. Now, Johnson & Johnson has a dividend yield of 2.48%. With only 5 shares of Johnson & Johnson, they sent me a nice dividend paycheck of $5.05. Now, the very next day on March 10th, we had ExxonMobil, so that's ticker symbol XOM, send me a dividend paycheck. Word of caution when it comes to ExxonMobil, they are an oil and gas company, and as we move more and more into the future, I really do foresee more renewable energy companies taking off. Now, there is one in this video I'm going to talk about. It's the last company to pay me out in March, so be sure to stick around for it. But when it comes to ExxonMobil, as of right now, they are an incredible dividend player for any dividend investor to have within their portfolio. So ExxonMobil, with a dividend yield of 6.06%, sent me a paycheck for $2.61 for only having 3 shares. So that's an incredible return on my investment, especially given that I bought ExxonMobil when they dipped down in 2020. While on the topic of oil and gas companies, I did receive a dividend from Marathon Oil, that's ticker symbol MRO. I bought Marathon Oil when they dipped down early on in 2020. I really only bought them to actually profit off their rebound, which I did. So I sold out of Marathon Oil entirely, but I did reap the benefits of a sliver of a dividend. So they paid me out 60 cents. Coming up on March 15th, we had Realty Income, that's ticker symbol O, pay me out a very nice dividend paycheck. Before disclosing how much I actually received from Realty Income, just a quick plug for Realty Income is that they are the top notch, and I mean one of the absolute best real estate investment trusts that are out there. Absolutely reliable when it comes to investing in a REIT itself. So if you're someone out there who wants to invest in real estate but doesn't necessarily have the capital to do so, start investing with Realty Income, reap the rewards. They pay out dividends every single month. Of course, they are one of my all-time favorite go-to dividend players to actually invest in. When it comes to their dividend yield, they're at 4.33%. With 37 shares, Realty Income sent me a paycheck for $8.69. Later on that day, we had America's beloved fast food chain, McDonald's, that's ticker symbol MCD, send me a dividend paycheck. Now, what I absolutely love about investing in McDonald's is, yes, they have a strong dividend yield of 2.29%, and yes, they're very well known and they're not going anywhere at all. But get this, for only having 1 share of McDonald's, I just began investing in them. They sent me a dividend paycheck for $1.29. Now, that doesn't sound like a whole heck of a lot of money, but for $1.29, I'm certainly a big spender at McDonald's. But of course, I will not be eating at McDonald's anytime soon, but certainly reinvesting those dividends. Next up, we have a dividend coming in from a mutual fund. A matter of fact, it's the world's largest mutual fund. That fund is VTSAX. It's Vanguard's total stock market mutual fund. It is a fantastic fund for any investor who's simply looking to toss money into the market and not really watch it so closely. This fund includes companies like Apple, Tesla, Microsoft, Visa, JP Morgan, Chase, Berkshire Hathaway, you name it. It's over 3,000 companies strong. So you're getting a massive slice of the market by investing in VTSAX. Now, with 222 shares, VTSAX paid me out $71.85. With VTSAX being the largest dividend payer within the month of March, I'm just going to run through the next 4 stocks that I've invested in and received the dividends from so we can get right to that total. I hope you're sticking with me. The next company on the list here is Bank of America. That's ticker symbol BAC. It is one of Warren Buffett's favorite all-time investments, especially when it comes to the financial world. They have a strong dividend yield of 1.82%. I began investing in Bank of America just as I did in Wells Fargo throughout 2020, dollar cost averaging my way in, reaping the benefits of the Bank of America rebound. With only having 20 shares of Bank of America, they paid me a nice dividend of $3.61. Now, very similarly to VTSAX, I got paid a dividend from VTI. That's Vanguard's total stock market index fund. So it's an index fund versus a mutual fund. But here's the deal with VTI. For only having 8 shares, VTI paid me out a nice dividend of $5.37. Then we're coming up on SPHD. This is an ETF, and it is known as the Invesco S&P 500 low volatility but high dividend yield ETF. which is fantastic news for dividend investors. If you're watching this channel, you're probably one of them, so a fantastic dividend investment to get invested with. But nonetheless, for only having 3 shares of SPHD, they paid me a 42-cent dividend. Now, last but not least here, we have Brookfield Renewable Partners. That's ticker symbol BEP. Now, with Brookfield Renewable Partners, this was the renewable energy company that I was talking about earlier on in this video. But all I have to say about Brookfield Renewable Partners is that they are growing. They are growing exponentially. They have an incredibly bright future, especially given they are a renewable energy company during a time when President Joe Biden is looking to press forward with a green revolution. They have a dividend yield of 2.71%, which is incredibly strong. And for only having 36 shares of Brookfield Renewable Partners, they sent me a nice fat paycheck of $10.49. So if you stuck around, here we are at the grand total. Can I get an applause, any sort of noise whatsoever from any and all of you? Because the grand total of dividends during the month of March comes in at $118.93 worth of dividends for doing absolutely nothing. Every single penny worth of those dividends will be reinvested only so that I can continue to make more money on my money. Now that is it. Just before we wrap up today's video, I would love to catch your thoughts on some of the big dividend players that you have in your own portfolio. Make sure you comment below. As always, go ahead and tap on that thumbs up button if you haven't already. It greatly helps me out in growing this channel. But moreover, please go ahead and just tap on that subscribe button because I would personally love to have you along the journey with me. Now YouTube, with all of that being said, I look forward to the next video.